Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing today. In this video, we're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this. So make sure to stay tuned till the end, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. For years, Live with Kelly and Mark has been a place of laughter, lighthearted banter, and the warm chemistry between Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa. Their love story, spanning over 2 decades, has always been a beacon of strength for fans who admire not only their success, but their unwavering bond. But behind the radiant smiles and witty exchanges, life recently took a sudden sobering turn, one that left Kelly Ripa speechless, shaken, and visibly emotional. It all began with a confession that Mark never intended to make on live television. During what started as a routine conversation about health and wellness, Mark's tone shifted. His usual playfulness gave way to a quiet seriousness that caught both the audience and Kelly off guard. The studio fell silent as he revealed he had been dealing with an unexpected and concerning illness, something that had been quietly affecting his life for months. At first, Mark tried to brush it off, assuring everyone it wasn't as dramatic as it sounded. But as he continued, it became clear that his journey had been far from easy. He admitted to experiencing unusual fatigue, unexplainable aches, and episodes of dizziness that often forced him to slow down, something that, for a man known for his relentless energy and disciplined lifestyle, was entirely out of character. "I thought it was just stress," he confessed, glancing at Kelly, whose eyes were already glistening with worry. "We've been doing so much, the show, traveling, family. I figured I just needed a break, but it wasn't that simple." Kelly sat frozen for a moment, her trademark composure slipping as she reached out to hold his hand. "You didn't tell me it was this bad," she whispered, her voice trembling. The audience could sense the genuine fear in her tone. It wasn't the playful concern of a co-host or even the teasing affection of a wife. It was raw, unfiltered worry. Mark went on to explain that after several tests and doctor visits, he learned he was dealing with an autoimmune issue, one that had likely been developing quietly for years. It wasn't life-threatening, but it required immediate attention and significant lifestyle changes. He described the emotional roller coaster of learning to accept it, the denial, the frustration, and finally, the resolve to take control of his health before it was too late. Kelly's face said everything words couldn't. "I kept asking if he was okay," she said later in a behind-the-scenes interview. "He always smiled, always said, 'Don't worry about me.' That's Mark. He protects everyone else, even when he's the one who needs help." The revelation sent shockwaves through the audience and their fan base. For years, Kelly and Mark have symbolized resilience, a couple who navigated fame, family, and marriage with grace. Seeing them face something so human, so vulnerable, made them even more relatable and heartbreaking. After the show, Kelly reportedly broke down backstage. Friends say she felt guilty for not noticing the signs sooner, even though Mark had gone to great lengths to hide his symptoms. "He's always been strong," a close friend shared. "He didn't want Kelly to worry, but when you've been together as long as they have, you can't hide that kind of pain forever." In the days that followed, Kelly became Mark's fiercest advocate. She adjusted their filming schedule, encouraged him to rest, and even introduced wellness segments on the show to raise awareness about self-care and early health screenings. Fans noticed how the tone of live subtly shifted. Laughter still filled the studio, but it carried new depth, a reminder that even the most glamorous lives are not immune to life's trials. Mark later spoke more candidly about his illness in an exclusive interview. "I didn't want sympathy," he said. "I just wanted to remind people, especially men, that it's okay to listen to your body. We push through pain, we ignore symptoms, we tell ourselves we're fine. But sometimes that silence can cost us more than we realize." His words struck a chord with many, sparking online conversations about men's health, stress, and the importance of preventive care. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, sharing their own health battles and thanking Mark for his honesty. Kelly, ever the pillar of love and humor, found ways to balance her fear with faith. During one episode, she looked at Mark and said softly, "You've carried us through so much, now it's my turn to carry you." The audience erupted in applause, a touching acknowledgement of the strength behind their partnership. But even as the couple faced this health scare together, their bond only grew stronger. They began spending more quiet evenings at home, focusing on rest and gratitude. Kelly once joked on air that Mark had become a little too zen, trading late-night workouts for meditation and green tea. Mark laughed, but his eyes said everything. He was grateful for the second chance, the opportunity to slow down and truly live. Behind the cameras, Kelly reportedly encouraged him to write about his journey, not for fame, but for healing. Sources close to them revealed that Mark had started journaling his experiences, reflecting on what it meant to be vulnerable in a world that often expects strength without weakness. He's learning that being strong doesn't mean pretending everything's fine, Kelly said in a later episode. It means facing the truth and choosing to fight anyway. The couple's story has since become more than just a headline. It's a reminder of the quiet battles many people face behind the scenes. Their courage in sharing such a personal struggle has opened the door for deeper conversations about health, love, and resilience. Today, Mark is reportedly doing much better. With proper treatment, rest, and the unwavering support of his wife, he's on the road to recovery. Though the journey isn't over, he's learned to embrace life's fragility, to see every sunrise, every laugh, every moment on live not as routine, but as a gift. Kelly often ends their show with her signature optimism, but lately, her closing words have carried a new sincerity. Take care of yourselves and each other. It's no longer just a sign-off. It's a message born from experience, from the fear of nearly losing the person she loves most, and from the gratitude of still having him by her side. For fans, this chapter of their story isn't one of tragedy, but transformation. Mark Consuelos' revelation may have left Kelly Ripa in shock, but it also reignited the spark that makes their partnership so inspiring. Love that endures through sickness and health, fame and fragility, laughter and tears. And as they sit together on that familiar morning couch, sharing stories and smiles, one truth shines brighter than ever. Life is unpredictable, but when faced together, even the hardest moments can become a powerful reminder of what truly matters: love, resilience, and the courage to keep going. As weeks passed, the initial shock surrounding Mark's illness began to settle, but the emotional aftershocks continued to ripple through both his personal and professional life. Fans who had long admired his energy on Live with Kelly and Mark noticed subtle changes: a slower pace, a softer tone, and moments where Kelly would glance his way, checking in with that silent communication only partners of many years understand. The network stood firmly behind them, adjusting filming days and even pre-taping episodes to give Mark the rest he needed. Behind the camera, staff members noticed how Kelly became fiercely protective, ensuring his dressing room was quiet, his schedule light, and his spirits high. She brought homemade smoothies, left handwritten notes, and even printed motivational quotes to hang on the walls of the studio office. One read, "Healing doesn't mean that damage never existed, it means it no longer controls your life." Mark smiled when he saw it, telling producers that Kelly had always been the family's anchor, especially when storms rolled in. She worries, he admitted in a later interview. But her worry comes from love, and sometimes, that love is exactly what keeps you fighting. Kelly's worry wasn't unfounded. There were days when Mark felt drained before the show even began, his body reminding him that healing wasn't linear. Yet, even on his hardest mornings, he'd look at Kelly, poised, smiling, ready to bring joy to millions, and somehow, that gave him strength. "I look at her, and I remember why I show up," he told a friend privately. "She's my reason every single day." Fans began sending letters and emails, sharing stories of their own health battles, marriages tested by illness, and the hope they found in watching Kelly and Mark continue together, not just as co-hosts, but as partners rediscovering the meaning of love in adversity. The couple, deeply touched, began dedicating parts of their show to health awareness. They brought in doctors, nutritionists, and even mindfulness experts to discuss stress, burnout, and the importance of checking in on both physical and emotional well-being. Stay tuned for all the updates about Kelly Ripa. We are the first to publish all the information about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, so stay with us to get all the latest updates. And stay tuned to our USA Daily Drop for all updates.